Hello everyone, welcome to V-Class TV. This is Teacher Jackie. Join me as we embark on the fourth week of the third quarter in English Grade 4. Here are the objectives that we wish to achieve as we go along. Welcome to Day 1. Today we are going to look back on the elements of a narrative text. Let's begin with this chart. Take note of the title. Ask yourself about who the main characters in the story are, describe them, and of course, where and when does the story take place? That is for the setting. You should also ask yourself, what happens in the story? That's for the plot. Summarize the main events. The problem is about the conflict in the story. The solution is how the problem is resolved. The moral is the lesson of the story. What lesson did you learn from the story? Now let's take on this riddle. The leaves are on the fruit. The fruit is on the leaves. What is it? The correct answer is pineapple. Today, you will hear a pineapple story. Ang alamat ng Pinya, The Legend of the Pineapple. A long time ago, when pineapple was not yet known to anyone, in a faraway village, there lived a mother and daughter, Aling Rosa and her daughter named Pinang. She is 10 years old. Her father died when she was young. Aling Rosa wants her to grow up obedient and hardworking, so she is teaching her life lessons at a very early age. She would teach her household chores, but Pinang easily gets tired. Because they were the only two left living together, Aling Rosa most of the time will just let it go. One day, Aling Rosa was not feeling well and was bedridden. She cannot do household chores, so she asked Pinang to cook for them. And like before, Pinang's enthusiasm for doing the chores is bland. In her mind, she would rather wanna play instead. Pinang has no choice but forced to follow her mother, being on the bed and having hard time getting up. But before she even starts to cook, she asked her mother where the cooking ladle is. A minute later, and she came back asking where the other cooking utensils are. And not a bit after, she came back again asking for another utensil. Out of anger, Aling Rosa, weak and lying on the bed, unable to control her composure, shouted Pinang and tell her to look using her eyes and not her mouth, and swearing she wished she could have as many eyes to help her find anything she is looking for. Pinang keeps herself quiet for the whole day and never bothers her mother again. By noon, her mother was feeling better and able to carry herself. She gets up, looking for Pinang inside her house, but can't find her. She went outside and still couldn't find Pinang, and then she found her slippers near a plant she never saw before. There are many eyes around it, or at least looks like eyes. And she remembers what she said to Pinang, that she wished she has more eyes for her to see things she's looking for. Aling Rosa was saddened that her words came true. She took care of the plant like it was her daughter and named it Pinang, in memory of her daughter. Years later, and the plants multiplied. Her neighbors started calling the plant Pinya, and to these days, we call it Pinya. Now, let's get back to this chart. Finalize your work and exchange with your seatmates. We will check your work after the beep. Let us check your work. The title of the story is The Legend of the Pineapple. If you got it right, you have 1 point. Characters. We have Aling Rosa, 1 point. Pinang, 1 point. The setting. Faraway village is 1 point. A long time ago, another 1 point. For the plot, you are going to have 2 points if you got it all. Aling Rosa wanted to teach Pinang some chores, but Pinang was too lazy. One day, Aling Rosa got sick and Pinang could not find things in the kitchen. Aling Rosa got mad and wished she could have many eyes. When Aling Rosa got better, she could not find Pinang. Instead, she found a strange plant next to her sleeper outside her house. She called the plant Pinya, believing it was Pinang. If you got it sound like that, then you will have 2 points. Let's now continue with the problem. The problem is Pinang's laziness and her mother's frustration. You could have 1 point for that. The solution was Pinang turns into a pineapple with many eyes so she can see what needs to be done. That's another 1 point. And of course, the lesson of the story, be responsible. Don't be like Pinang. And be careful what you wish for. You might have Aling Rosa's tongue. Either way, you will have 1 point. Today, we are going to focus on non-verbal cues. Non-verbal means no words, but actions that could give us cues or hints. These are eye contact and haptics. Eye contact can show that we are paying attention and expressing respect. It can also help us understand how others are feeling. Haptics is conveying information through touch. For example, a hug shows love or comfort, helps build connections, and can be a way to show support. For this activity, you are going to find the nonverbal cues in the sentence first and choose a letter for its meaning. Write the word on your notebook, followed by the letter of your choice. The mouse trembled as the lion awoke. In this sentence, which word is a nonverbal cue? Write it on your notebook, then choose its meaning on the choices. The answer is revealed after the beep. From the sentence, you should have written down on your notebook the word trembled, and it means scared, letter A. Here is another sentence. The lion kept yawning. Its eyes slowly began to droop. In this sentence, there are 2 nonverbal cues, one phrase and the other is a word. Both phrase and word indicates the same meaning. The phrase is kept yawning and the word is droop. Both means sleepy. Now let us have a short paragraph. Its face turned red, its eyes widened. It roared so loudly that the ground beneath it shook. In this paragraph, there are 2 nonverbal cues, one phrase and the other is a word. Both phrase and word indicates the same meaning. Now, the phrase is turned red, which refers to the face, and widened, which refers to the eyes. Both turned red and widened refers to being angry. Have you ever heard of the saying, action speaks louder than words? Even without saying a word, your grandma will still know your love and respect by simply kissing her hand. That's how nonverbal cues work. The word pagmamano comes from the Tagalog words mano, which means hand, and po, respect. This is a Filipino practice that shows respect to the elders. Do you also do it? Welcome to day 2. Today we will have another text to examine and focus on nonverbal cues. As we read the text, please take note of the important details and get ready to answer questions after reading. Mano po and the Magic Word by Jasper Eric C. Catan. Mia, a bright-eyed fourth grader, skipped along the bustling Manila street hand in hand with her Lola, grandmother. Entering the bakery, a familiar aroma of sweetness greeted them. Mia spotted her tita, aunt, behind the counter, her warm smile as familiar as the pandesal rolls baking in the oven. Magandang araw po, tita, Mia chirped, bowing slightly and gently raising her hand in a mano po gesture. Po was a magic word taught by her Lola that showed respect for elders. Tita beamed, gently touching Mia's hand before returning the greeting. Magandang araw rin, Mia. What would you like today? Tita asked, her eyes sparkling with affection. Mia, remembering Lola's lesson about the eye of respect, lowered her gaze slightly as she spoke. Dalawang pandesal po para sa akin at kay Lola. Later, sitting on a park bench with her Lola, Mia savored the floppy bread. Lola, why do we do manu po and lower our eyes? She asked curiously. Lola chuckled, her wrinkles deepening with warmth. It's a way to show respect and love for those older and wiser than us, she explained, like a secret code that says, we see you, we appreciate you, and we listen to your guidance. Like how you listen to me even when I talk too much about unicorns? Mia teased, her eyes twinkling. Lola laughed, her eyes wrinkling. Exactly. But remember, respect isn't just for elders. It's for everyone, even your friends and classmates. Mia pondered this, remembering times when she might have forgotten to be respectful. Suddenly, a group of children playing bumped into their bench, scattering some of their pandesal. Mia felt a surge of annoyance, but before she could react, Lola spoke gently. Excuse me, bata, she addressed the children, using a respectful term. Perhaps you could help us pick up the pandesal. Surprised by her kind tone, the children quickly scurried to gather the rolls. Pasensya po, they mumbled apologetically, using po instinctively. Lola smiled warmly. Salamat po, she replied, using po in return. As they walked home, Mia realized that respect wasn't just about gestures or words. It was about the warmth in your voice, the kindness in your eyes, and the understanding in your heart. And just like her Lola, she wanted to spread that warmth wherever she went, one respectful greeting at a time. It's time for a comprehension check. Answer the following questions based on the story. Write the letter of the correct answer. You have 7 items only. Number 1. What did Mia do to her tita to show respect? Number 2. Why did Mia lower her gaze when talking to her tita? Number 3. What did Lola explain about mano po and lowering your eyes? Number 4. What did Mia learn about respect from Lola? Number 5. How did the children react when Lola asked them to help? Number 6. What did Mia realize about true respect at the end of the story? Number 7. What did Mia want to do after learning about respect? Exchange notebook and let us check your answer. How did it go? I hope you got it all correct. Let's proceed. Now, do the following activity as a group by writing down the information needed for each box. The last two rows will serve as an assignment. You are going to present your finished output tomorrow, but your teacher might check your partial answers of the non-assignment items. Please do not forget to list down your group number and the names of your leader, secretary, reporter, and members. Hey, if you are interested with the PowerPoint presentation I use for this lesson, click the subscribe and join button and become a member of V-Class TV to gain access to my exclusive files. Welcome to day 3. Today we are going to elaborate our discussion on nonverbal cues. Now, this was the activity previously given to you to accomplish with your group. Now is the time for you to present. Congratulations for presenting your output well. Now I am going to show you how a learner could answer it. Let's begin with greetings or custom mentioned in the text. The answer could be pagmamano. Description of greetings could be kissing the hand of the elders. Why is this used? That is to show respect to older and wiser people. What values, feelings are conveyed? Respect. Greetings custom mentioned in the text. You have another one, the use of po. Description of greetings custom is adding po at the end of greetings and other phrases. Why is this used? To show respect to older and wiser people. Yes. And what values or feelings are conveyed? Same thing, it's still respect. Now, for similar greetings, customs in your own culture or family, and maybe at most 3 if you had reached 3. Let's try. For me, I will have magandang araw po, pasensya na po, maraming salamat po. Foreign customs you may also know that also show respect, at least one if there's any. Now, if you are fond of watching K-dramas, well, some of you might do it, so you are familiar with bowing to elders of Korean traditions. Now always remember this, haptics is all about touch. A gentle pat on the back says good job, while a big hug means I'm happy to see you. But be careful, a rough shove could mean stop that. Different cultures have different rules about touch, so always be respectful. Eye contact is like using your eyes to chat. Making eye contact shows you're listening and interested, just like nodding your head. But staring can feel rude, like trying to see through someone. Looking away sometimes is okay, like when you're thinking or feeling shy. Can you give more examples of nonverbal cues? Now let us have more examples for haptics. Pagmamano, a gesture of respect where one takes the elder's hand to their forehead, done to parents, grandparents, other elders, and figures of authority. Tapik, a gentle pat on the shoulder or arm, conveying reassurance, comfort, or approval. Yakap, a hug expressing affection and closeness, typically reserved for family and close friends. Still more about haptics, we have beso-beso, a cheek-to-cheek greeting reserved for close female friends and relatives. Hawak kamay, holding hands is often seen between couples or close friends but is not as common in public. Touching heads, a friendly gesture between children or close friends. Let's have examples for eye contact. Lowered gaze, considered respectful towards elders and authority figures. Direct eye contact might be seen as challenging or disrespectful. Smirking or playful eye contact, used with friends and family to convey amusement or happiness. Wide-eyed stare, this can signify surprise, disbelief, or even disapproval. Another action or gesture connected to eye contact is head tilting, a sign of interest or attentiveness during conversation. And eyebrow movements express emotions from disapproval, furrowed brows, to surprise, raised brows. Do you also do any of these haptics and eye expressions? Which do you usually practice? Why? Welcome to day 4. Today we are going to elaborate our discussion on nonverbal cues. For your reflection, be prepared to share your answers to the class. You are going to write a short narrative guided by the following prompts. So you have here the prompts and the column for the answers. For the evaluation part, you are going to write a narrative text detailing experiences in using and or receiving nonverbal cues. The written text should be guided by the prompt questions used in learner's takeaway and reflection on learning. So you have here the criteria so that you will know how we are going to grade your work. That is all for this week. I hope you enjoyed our lesson about nonverbal cues. Until next time, this has been Teacher Jackie saying discover, learn, have fun only at V Class TV. Goodbye.